And welcome back, everyone, to Persona 4 Golden. Last time we started to rank up with some new confidants here, unlock some new personas, and this episode is going to be pretty much more of the same.
Alright, sweet. So, first of all, he is going down to the second floor here.
Alright, so, now you don't just meet up with a certain,
You don't meet up with a certain confidant here. You have to go inside for this particular one and tell the faculty office, hey, I'm interested in joining the club. What are my options?
Alright, so the first one we're going to be doing is unlocking the sports club.
Sweet. So you get two choices here. You get to join either the basketball club or the soccer club.
Yeah, and depending on which one you do pick, you may have to rank up with them a bit differently, although you would still require basically the same persona.
Yeah. So I believe with no matter which confidant you pick in terms of clubs, technically pretty much the arcana that we unlock, it's basically a pairing, essentially, where it's two best friends that you're gonna be hanging out with.
Yeah. The only one that kind of does something similar, but not really, would be the sun arcana, which we're not gonna get into just yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is me kind of like, well, half getting lost because I haven't played this game in a while, half just showing off the practice building.
Yeah. Sweet. So do you know which club are you gonna be doing for this particular playthrough?
I am gonna be choosing the soccer one because there are gonna be a couple times where I'll be raising diligence.
Alright, and that is always helpful.
Yeah, I believe it's the same thing in the basketball, although I think I get more diligent points because here's a weird thing. If you pick the soccer ball one, in one of the support combos, you don't get a choice to earn points to rank up. It's usually like an auto rank up, so which means you would have to do something else to raise your strength raise your support points with the strength arcana a little later on afterwards. Whereas the basketball club, I don't think you have to worry about that. At least I don't believe so. But
so this is gonna be really interesting for me to say the least. So, because personally with me, because of me as a kid, I used to actually always play basketball, so naturally on my first run through of P3, I ended up choosing the basketball one.
I'm the same actually. I used to play basketball a lot when I was little.
I was actually on the middle school basketball team from like 5th to 8th grade.
Oh, what middle school was that?
St. Mary's.
Oh, that's cool. Somewhere in Melrose?
Yeah, the parochial school lives there.
Okay.
It was elementary, yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
You should know. You know where Myrtle Street is, right?
What street?
Myrtle Street. It's near the train station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the school's right there.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Sweet. So, hey, man, don't let him get to you. Just try hard.
But yeah, I know. You know what it is? It's the I'm just pulling this up a little bit. The Audacity window got in the way of the dialogue, so you couldn't read it all the way through.
Yeah.
That's okay though. Pretty much here, you're still gonna need a strength persona. Now, while I do show up sometime after this, you don't need necessarily the corresponding persona to initiate the bond. You do, however, need a corresponding persona from rank 2 onwards because you get more support points. I believe we mentioned this in the last part.
Yes.
If you don't have a corresponding persona and you rank up with them, even if you make the right choices in the dialogue, you don't get as many support points. So it takes longer for you to actually deepen the bond. So you definitely want to keep bringing a corresponding persona.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that, yeah. So
at least in Persona 4. Now later on, there will be a few exceptions to that rule, to where, in some cases, you don't need a corresponding persona at all. You just automatically rank up, and in other cases, personas get ranked up via storyline.
Yeah. Is that the same thing though?
I'm sorry?
Isn't that the exact same thing? You just repeated yourself essentially?
No. Let me put it a different way. For example, in Persona 4, you can rank up the old lady of the Death Arcana. You can do it whenever she's available, right?
Yeah.
So you can choose. So you can choose on your own when you want to rank up the Death Arcana by spending time with the old lady, the one you meet at the hospital. Whereas, let's say for example, the Fool Arcana, right, which is the investigation team, that gets boosted up automatically via storyline.
Oh, okay. I was just really confused by the wording on that one.
Yeah, I knew I could word it better. I just didn't do it first time around. Okay, so now unlike the original Persona 4, where you cannot go outside during night,
in Golden, you actually can.
Yes, you can. You actually listen to the nighttime theme as well, which I think is a nice little tune.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so this is the only time, other than fusion specific personas requested by Margaret, I'll be showing off the Velvet Room. I'm only showing this off once just to kind of show off how fusion personas work. You can fuse persona in a variety of ways. You can either do it by search result, where it automatically tells you what fusion can happen as a result, or you can just mix and match yourself. In some cases, you might want to fuse two personas together. In other cases, you might want to fuse 3 or more. It really depends on the persona in question. That you might need a grand total of like 6 personas just to make one super persona.
Ooh, that's pretty.
But that's not gonna be until later on down the road.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right, so now another feature I like to show off here is the fusion forecast, where if there's something special that happens when you fuse a certain persona. Or when you fuse personas in general on a certain date, you do get extra abilities. For what I showed off right there, is if I were to fuse a persona on this particular date, there'll be other instances where it'll be like this. But if I fuse a persona on this particular date, that pretty much means something special will happen. So in this one, when I fuse the strength persona Sandman here, I am going to be getting the extra spell, Zeo. So effectively, I have a wind elemental attack and a lightning elemental attack on the same set, which can be pretty nice actually at times. Pretty helpful early on. It maximizes coverage a little bit. And there we go, fusion successful. Also worth noting that sometimes you might run into something called fusion accidents, to where you will end up getting, I think, just a full persona. And I believe the fusion accident is rather uncommon, if not rare. When you do get the fusion accident, though, I believe they do not get the skills that you are intended to have your fuse persona inherit. So that's just something to keep in mind. So fuse when you can, but just be on the lookout for fusion accidents, especially if you're not trying to go for a fusion accident, which is why it's always a good idea to save beforehand. So if anything goes wrong, you can just reload your save file and then just simply try again. I don't believe it's set though. Oh, my phone went off. Alright, so we're just going to save right here. The reason why I also keep a separate save file in my recordings is because if anything were to happen for whatever reason, I can always redo the recording by loading up a old save file. Just in case anything goes wrong, because you never know. So right there, anyways, right there, I just reloaded the save file right there. That's because in this game, I want to get as many points and like knowledge, diligence, and whatnot as possible. So I'm just trying to go for that. another feature I actually forgot to show off, actually, in my initial first time in the Velvet Room, is how to bring back personas you previously had. If you go into the Persona Compendium, you can resummon personas you previously had, for a fee, of course. So make sure you have plenty of money to spare. Me personally, I'm the type of player in this game that I rarely spend money on items if I need them at all. I 99% of the time spend my money on fusing new personas because I like to keep my compendium stacked as much as possible, that kind of thing. So I just save my file again because I don't want to have to keep running back and forth to the Velvet Room to acquire Magician Persona, which I realized I had to use in order to make the Strength Persona. And thankfully this time around, I was actually able to get the extra boost in knowledge there. That's going to be supremely helpful.
Yo.
Okay.
And I've returned.
All right.
Oh my god.
I'll recap what you missed. You basically missed the tutorial on how to fuse personas and fusion forecast, where on certain dates, if you fuse certain personas on a specific date, you might get something extra out of it. For example, I made a strength persona just now, and because of that, any persona fused on April 19th, that particular date, I get the Zeo spell.
Ooh, that's nice. Which is I think the tier 1 single target.
Yeah.
Spell. Okay. Spell. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. There will be other fusion forecasts. There will be other dates on the fusion forecast I will try to take advantage of whenever I can.
Yeah. All right. So you have your contemporary writing teacher here, I believe, Mr. Hasoi.
Yes. There will be some instances where you yourself are not always going to get quizzed. Sometimes your classmates are going to get quizzed.
Yeah.
So, for example, here, Yosuke is asking for you for a hint, and if you provide him the right answer, I believe your expression goes up.
Ooh, the answer to anything is fast. Either way literary than you look, or it was a lucky guess.
Yeah, and it basically goes into fun factoids about the topic at hand.
Which is pretty cool.
Yes, it's something that you can always learn. And now, the reason why it's also important to bring corresponding personas is because if you're trying to help out a classmate, you can grow closer with them a lot quicker because you have a corresponding persona.
Nice. Alright.
So that basically means you should be able to rank up with them that much more quickly.
Ooh, okay. Nice. Always a boost. So now classes are done for the day.
Alright, so, now I actually do want to get into the technical details of this. Here's the thing. I originally recorded this to be a longer part. I think this was going to be twice as long. But after thinking about it, sitting here for over 50 minutes was just not going to be pleasant in the slightest. So,
nope.
What I decided to do was I decided to cut it in half. So if you see like a sudden cut, it's just because I just split the video into two. So this is, as of right now, part 7. The other half of that initial long video is going to be part 8, which will be me finishing up.
Finishing up pretty much the castle at the moment.
No, the castle won't be into the part afterwards.
Okay.
Where I finish up
preparations.
Yeah.
Sweet. And I really was not for trying to commentate through 54-minute long video, so you're welcome, guys.
I mean, unless they're into like longer parts. I mean, grant you, I will say the longer parts for for another point in this playthrough. Well, several other points. Yeah, because let's face it, Persona in general has always been a very long game.
Yeah, it is.
And trying to cut into itty bitty little parts, like all under 20 minutes, would take several parts to get through everything.
Yeah, which I think is why I think like 30 minutes max is probably a good length for Persona videos.
You can pull up an hour video if the rest of the content's interesting, which I'm sure it will be at certain points.
Yeah. All right, cool. So now you get to spend time with Yosuke here. I don't think. Oh, actually, yeah, this is a rank up. I thought it was just gonna be a quick one.
No, if it was a quick one, it just would have told you that your bond's deepened at that point. Maybe next time you hang out with them, it can improve that kind of thing.
Yeah, because there are going to be points here where, like, you don't get automatic rank up, but you get points towards said next rank.
It depends on how high you are in a ranking, really.
Yeah, well, I'm saying you get support points towards said next rank. I didn't say that it was automatically guaranteed.
Yeah. I'll just add into it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what's also different in Persona 4 Golden, as you're about to see in a moment, is in regular Persona 4, they just you rank up simply with your allies, and that's it. You know?
Yeah.
But however, in some instances, they will actually gain new abilities.
Sweet.
So this example right here, she learns a new skill.
Trifuri.
Which is go ahead.
I think that confusion. I think.
No. What that spell is basically grants you a higher chance to escape an enemy battle.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a different ability. Okay, I got that confused for whatever stupid reason.
That would be Tentrafu.
That's what I was thinking of. Yes.
I think
they both start with T.
I think it's either Tentrafro.
Tentarafu, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We'll see down the line. There are a number of like status-based spells that has these weird names.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, why can't you just call it confuse or silence or whatever?
Whatever. So yeah, Nanako is there to greet us as usual.
Welcome home, big bro.
Or cousin in this case, so.
She calls him big bro.
I forgot about that, actually.
Well, that'll be a thing that'll come up later. Okay, so another thing you can do besides studying in your room is you can read books.
Nice.
Now I'm gonna read the expert
study methods.
Yeah, expert study methods. Thank you. Now, what this can do for you is next time you study at your desk, you'll gain more points of knowledge. Safe scumming is still a thing though, so instead of getting 2 points of knowledge, you get 3 if you continue to save scum.
Nice. And that is always nice. So I think what you always do is what you told me in previous playthroughs is to, when you're first reading the book for the first time, immediately do the study methods.
Yeah, because you want to get the way I tend to play this game is you want to get knowledge up pretty early on, because when you take your exams, if you do particularly well, like you get all the answers right and everything, you do get potentially better rewards. I believe from Dojima, and I think later on Nanako as well. Like I think in New Game Plus, if you have your knowledge at like max rank, I think you get like one of the best accessories in the game.
Yo, you.
Which I think is a paper armband. Don't quote me on it though, believe it or not. It's an accessory that boosts your stats up by like 5 or something. Like every single one of your stats, except for HP and SP, of course, gets boosted by like 5 or 10 or something like that. It's something really powerful.
That's ridiculous, honestly. So yeah, pretty much Daisuke just told you, hey, come to soccer practice after school, but obviously this is our playthrough, so he can't tell us what to do.
Pretty much. Here's the other thing, though, to note, is there will be instances where they'll ask you, hey, do you want to hang out? If you choose yes, I'm going to hang out with you, you're locked into hanging out with that person immediately after the class is over. You can still say no. You can still say no by saying, like, decide later. If you got other things to do before you hang out with that particular person.
Yeah.
So if you choose to decide later, don't worry. That doesn't mean they won't be available. You're just putting that on hold until you get other stuff, or if you want to do something else entirely too, that also works.
Yeah. So pretty much, yeah. So yeah, like this game, it's kind of open. It's pretty much open ended for the way you want to do it, but you still want to do it in a very efficient manner.
Yeah. So another reason why I went to soccer round in this case is in this particular convo, I was able to rank up my understanding. Yeah, there'll be other combos from other supports that they may allow you to do that.
Yeah.
I think music does it. I could be wrong though. where you could rank up another stat while ranking up with that said person.
Yeah. So pretty much Ko is like, yeah, you should probably do what they tell you. And then Daisuke's like, why should they? They don't have a right to do that to him.
Well, actually, we could actually go over the differences between the two of them.
Yeah, I like that.
Briefly. Ko here, the basketball star, has, if you rank up with him, as you get to know him, he has, like, issues in regards to his adopted family, about how he should go about his future instead of
what he wants to do.
Right, which is interfering with his basketball thing, with his basketball
stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. It's interference desire to play basketball, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Daisuke is trying to get him out, help him get him out of his funk.
Yeah.
Whereas Daisuke will have basically
romance issues.
Yeah.
Only romance issues. And I think also here you want to get strength leveled up as much as humanly possible early on. Which I think is what you usually do, which is what you do personally for your playthroughs.
Yeah. Yes, because what I tend to do is I tend to level up Arcanas early, and then on the first time I enter said dungeon, I just go ahead and do it. Now, what's also nice that unlike Persona 3, Persona 4 does not have a tire mechanic, so you don't have to worry about your allies getting too tired to keep going or anything like that.
Right.
So you're pretty much free to explore the dungeons as long as you want.
Okay.
Because no matter how long you take in said dungeon, that time only really passes when you decide to go home.
Yeah.
So it might not be that advantageous in the beginning, because your SP is actually still quite limited at this point. But I was gonna say, but later on, you should be able to manage your grind a lot better. Like if you're having trouble in the current dungeon you have to explore, you can always go back down a previous dungeon and level up a little bit in case you're
struggling, which is always really nice.
And there's also another confidant you can speak to later that with the cost of money can help restore some SP. So it does get a little bit easiger.
Yeah, you still have to like grind. It's still going to be a pain in the neck, but it's going to be easier for you to deal with it later on on down the line.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's just the beginning. It's just at the beginning.
It's just the beginning that's a pain in the ass, pretty much.
For some it could be pain in the ass. For some it could be the challenge is just right.
Yeah. And hey, Yosuke, what's up? So he's pretty much just giving you like a constant reminder, like, hey, just make sure that keep an eye on the weather, all that other good stuff.
Yeah. So again, like if you ever want to go into the here's another interesting thing to note too is you might have unlocked the Chariot Arcana of Chie, but you actually don't get to rank up with Chie until you save Yukiko.
Ooh, okay.
So
I kind of forgot about that actually.
So if for example you decide to get Yukiko's castle out of the way, which is possible to do on the first week where you're free to do whatever you want. It is totally possible to do it on the first week. I've done it before.
Yeah.
It's just it can be really hard because you don't get like you don't get like a lot of Persona experience, in terms of like when fusing Personas, you don't get a lot of base experience. You have to grind your Personas up a little bit, and you don't get like the extra perks you get for your allies. Like for example, if you were getting knocked down, your ally can pull you back up.
Yeah.
Getting you out of this dizzy status. I don't think you get that if you jump into Yukiko's castle right away. In the event you ever get knocked down. I mean, it's possible, but it just makes it a little harder.
Yeah. So it's best unless you're really, really gutsy about it, it's best to do some grinding before you attempt to rescue Yukiko.
I mean, you could be grinding and you could be leveling up when you go rescue Yukiko. Anyways, it's just that it's possible to do it on the first day without leaving the dungeon.
Right.
Of course, if you do decide to leave the dungeon, well, there's a good news, bad news scenario here. The good news is you can go right back to the same floor where you left off. At least I believe you can. I know it was like that in the original. I'm not sure if it's like that in P4G because I never personally done it, but you would be able to go back to the exact same floor where you left off. So you'll have to start all the way back from the bottom again. However, that means you pretty much spend the day not fully exploring a dungeon, and you have to go back to the dungeon on another day.
Yeah.
So it just speaks to how well you're able to manage your time.
Yeah. So Yosuke here is having some spamming issues.
However, though, if you do decide to go down that way and rescue Yukiko off the bat, then you would be able to, let's say, spend some days ranking up Chie if you wanted to.
Right. Alright. Hey, don't look at me like I don't have any friends.
And I think, I also believe that there'll be a couple. I think it's not until later, anyways, because minor spoiler warning. Nanako actually appears in almost every one of your support combos with a lot of your ally cast.
Sweet.
Of course, that won't be until later.
Yeah. Alright, so now Yosuke can perform a follow-up attack. Nice.
So there'll be some instances for some reason it won't progress until after a certain point. And Marie's actually the same way too. Like if you progress at certain points in the story, she'll rank up with you again.
Okay. Sweet. And Yosuke's like, hey, well, since we've got that out of the way, why don't we head back now? What's with the pause here?
Oh, that?
Yeah, you took forever to actually go through the
No,
test.
it wasn't that. It was my controller was accident, so I had to unplug it and then plug it back in.
Nice. Nice.
It does that from time to time for some reason.
Okay.
Alright, we're down to like the last few seconds of this video, so the next time we meet, we'll be doing more of the same, and then the part afterwards, we'll actually be exploring Yukiko's castle, and that may be, I think, 2 to 3 parts, depending on how long I take with that. But until then, see you guys later.
See ya.